How's it going, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, another Cronenberg, another video. Be rude not to, wouldn't it? Right, guys, this video, as you can tell from the title, is how I would change the prison system. But before I go into that, I've reached 300,000 views. I've reached 1,400 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. Like I say, like a year and 2 months ago, I had about 60. So I'm very grateful for your guys following me and stuff, and sharing and liking and commenting and stuff. Always very grateful for you guys, because without you guys I've got nothing. It's not the highest number ever, is it? 1,403, but I've got 300,000 views. So more people seeing these videos and stuff, more people subscribing. Former prisoners, you've got prisoners' girlfriends, you've got prisoners' families, you've got criminologists, things like that. I'm back at the University of Salford this coming Thursday, doing a nice big 2-hour lecture down there as a guest lecturer. Not bad for a kid with no GCSEs to my name that's been to the University of Life. And then in March, I'm going to Salford again, Birmingham City University, where I've been before with gangster Dominic Noonan. I'm going back there on my own to do a speech, and then I'm going to Coventry, and then in May, me and Frenchie are going up to the Crime Society in York and speaking up there. So guys, how I would change the prison system, right? When I did my first ever speech at the University of Salford, somebody said, and it was really a question that caught me out, how would you, if you was in charge of the Ministry of Justice, how would you change the prison system? I've got quite a few ideas. Doesn't mean I'm right, doesn't mean I'm wrong. It's just an opinion, guys, right? Some of you might have different opinions to myself, but like I say, I think I'm on the right lines with what I'm saying, right? So, that bloody Cronenberg's repeating on me, pardon me. Right, so, for me, first thing, I would cut IPP prisoners free. All of them was abolished 6 years ago. Should be abolished, they should be gone, they should be free. Go back to the families. Imagine being in prison, guys, with no light at the end of the tunnel, jumping through hoops for probation and OMU, to then be turned down for parole. Wrong on so many levels, guys. IPP, in my opinion, for those that don't know, IPP is in prison for public protection, or indeterminate public protection. Prisoners that was just thrown away, lock them up and throw away the key sort of mentality. Completely wrong mentality to have, guys. I feel it feels so bad for IPP prisoners, guys. Then what I would do, I would increase prison officer numbers. Reason I want to improve prison officer numbers is because in certain prisons, depending on what regime you're running and stuff, you can spend up to 22 to 23 hours a day locked behind your door. Has a significant effect on your mental health, has a detrimental effect on your mental health, starts mental health problems, and if you've already got them, in my opinion, it makes them worse. We're social people, we're social creatures. Prisons, I would turn prisons into places of education, skills and reform. I would turn them into like colleges, guys, universities, right? Certain prisons you can get qualifications that you can't get in others because there's no consistency. And the budget's decreasing, fewer courses, guys. And if you do the courses are just, you're ticking a box. You don't want to do it, but you've got to do to play the game. So I've cut IPP prisoners, right, free, all of them, like 4,000 plus of them, bam, gone. I would then look at improving conditions for prisoners and stuff. Like I say, every prisoner should be given the right to education, skills and training. However, I've got to balance this argument, haven't I? Right now, someone that's messing about and constantly kicking off, he shouldn't have the same right as an enhanced prisoner. So what I would say is, once you become enhanced, for those that don't know, once you become on standard, you've got levels of IEP, incentives, earned privileges. You've got basic, which means you've been in trouble, you've got a nicking or something, you're locked behind your door, you've got no cellar, you get out for half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening. You've got entry level, which means the first 2 weeks you spend in the prison. When you arrive, you can spend like so much. Then you become standard, you can spend more money. And then, like I say, once you become enhanced, you get an extra visit a month, an extra gym session a month. You can buy a PlayStation or computer stuff. So enhanced just means that you've not been in trouble for 3 months. You've not had any adjudications or nickings, as we call them, as prison. So what I'm saying to you, once you become enhanced, that opens the door then. Every prisoner that become enhanced gets skills, training and education. The reason that I say that is because it has to reflect, the Ministry of Justice have to get something out of this, guys. Now, if you've got prisoners behaving, right, that means not pissing positive on drugs tests, no violence. So what it will do, it will bring down violent incidents within prisons, and it will bring down drugs tests, positive drugs tests as well. for those that want to get these skills, training and education, right? What does the prisoner get out of that? The prisoner, so he's been his BA for 3 months, the Ministry of Justice, the figures of violence are coming down within the prisons, reflects better on them, right? This is if I was in charge, right? Like I say, trying to balance the book, right? Prisoners get out of the cell, they go to class, they get skills training and education, it gives them something to work towards, gives them a light at the end of the tunnel, gives them a focus. They might have homework once they get back to the wing or something, depending on what they're going into doing. There's a distinct lack of trades in this country, guys, right? And I would like to see prisoners trained up to do them jobs upon release, right? So then they're doing skills, they're doing training, they're doing education, right? That obviously gives them a focus with the intention of that they can do whatever course they want. The longer you're in, the more courses you do, the more opportunities you've got upon release, so you can break the cycle of crime, get a job, pay tax back into the system. What I would do as well, guys, within the prison system, I would give every prisoner, right, that works, because you've got working prisons, non-working prisons, you've got prisoners that want to sleep the jail away, you've got prisoners that want to get out of the cell and want to work. The reasons for working in prison, guys: gets you out your cell, keeps you occupied, keeps you active, keeps your mind focused, right? Biggest killer in prison, guys, biggest weapon in prison, most dangerous thing in prison, not the bars, not the spice, not the weapons, not other prisoners, not the prison officers, right? Your own mental health. Being locked behind your door, thinking, overthinking, right? Analysing, playing your life over. A lot of people in prison, guys, have grown up in care. They've been sexually abused. They've come from broken homes. They've suffered horrific childhoods, like I said. Sexual abuse. They might be parents. The parents might have been addicts. They might have developed addictions themselves: substance abuse, alcohol, glue, spice, new psychoactive substances, drugs, whatever the case may be, guys, right? So like I say, that's another thing as well. I would work hard to detox prisoners and stuff. See, rather than dictating to prisoners, right? This is if I was in charge of the MLJ. I wouldn't want to dictate to prisoners. I would want to speak to individual prisoner, find out what their wants are, what their needs are. While they're in prison, what do they hope to gain? If you want to sleep your jail away, knock yourself out, sleep your jail away. For those that want to be productive and keep a focus and stuff, I would also move every prisoner that's housed in prisons. For me, every prisoner should be housed in the closest category prison to home. You've got prisoners, guys, right? The Ministry of Justice are going, oh yes, it's such an important thing to keep family ties whilst in prison. They ship somebody 200 miles away. If you challenge the system, if you challenge the Ministry of Justice, if you've pulled judicial reviews of the prison, you pack you up and they send you away, right? So I would encourage family ties and stuff like that. I would open the prisons up to the media. I would let the media see what's going on within prisons. I would actively put things in place to try and suicide prevention and stuff like that. Like I say, the aim is to reduce deaths within prison, reduce violent incidents, and like I say, make prisons place of reform, rehabilitation, education, skills and training, then reintegration and resettlement. Every prisoner that works in prison should be given minimum wage. Right, upon that minimum wage, they'll be taxed. Right, that's paying tax back into the system. Right, still take £1 off them for the telly. You could charge them £10 a week for the cell. So the prisoners are getting something. The prison's getting paid. Right, how I worked in prison for 7 days for £11.25. Right, how is that meant to give you a sense of self-worth? Right, these people that are entering the system are broken. They're disenfranchised. Right, some of them know it, some of them don't know it. There's a lot of issues at play within prisons. Every prisoner that comes into the prison that shows signs of serious mental health, I would have them sent off to psychiatric units, have psychiatrists working with them to see how we can help them. Right, I would, rather than having smoking wings and non-smoking wings, I'd make I'd make certain prisons smoking prisons, other prisons non-smoking prisons. I would put all the paedophiles in certain prisons and stuff. But then someone's going to say, yeah, but you said every prisoner should be housed in the closest prison to home. That's the idea, but I'm just trying to break it down for you guys. Right, I've got a lot of ideas. Some of them might make sense, some of them might not. Like I say, these prisoners that are behaved and stuff, they're getting skills, they're getting training, they're getting education, keeps the mind occupied, gives them something to work towards, gives them a focus, keeps the mind ticking over, keeps the brain stimulated, right? It gives them something to talk about when they write home and stuff like that, keeps them away from drugs, right? Or hopefully keeps them away from drugs. Obviously, addiction's an horrific thing, right? Like I say, there's so many different things that are at play, guys. Like I say, minimum wage, and what I would do when the prisoners are working for minimum wage, there's only so much you can spend on your canteen a week. Right, pardon me. So what I would do is I would take an enhanced prisoner can spend more than standard. Standard can spend more than someone on entry level. Someone on entry level can spend more than basic, right? But every prisoner that's working, I'd offer employment to as many that would be willing to take it. A lot of people in prison don't want to work. They just want to rot behind the door. But a lot of prisoners also, a lot behind the door, want to work. So like I say, they're working, they're getting minimum wage, right? They're being taxed, right? Then what I would do, right, is then I would take as much money as they can spend on the canteen, right? So say they're on enhanced and they can spend 35 quid, 40 quid, 45 quid, whatever. I would give them 35, 40, I'd give them whatever they're allowed to spend on the canteen, right? The rest of the money would go into a savings account that they couldn't touch until they left prison. And if their money management wasn't the best, I would give them the option. Do you want the money, or do you want me to put down a bond and a deposit on somewhere for you to live? So when you get out, you've got some security. Gives you a foundation to work up from, right? You've got the skills, you've got the training, you've done courses and stuff, right? You've got a trade. Then what I would actively be hoping to do is get these. I would want companies, national companies, right? And I will put it out there as the Ministry of Justice, employ prisoners, and we will give you £1,000 per prisoner that you keep on over a year, right? The reason for that is when you're in prison, guys, it costs about £40,000 a year to house somebody in prison. If that prisoner is not going to re-enter the system, 40 grand or £1,000 to a company to take on that prisoner, right, for a minimum of 12 months. Once the 12 months is elapsed and if they're still there, they'll get the £1,000. It gives the company an initiative to keep the prisoner on, right? Give the prisoner the right to earn money, shave this tag of ex-offender and stuff, because a lot of decent people in prison, as mad as that might sound, right? And then, like I say, so because £40,000 in prison and they're breaking the cycle of crime, so then I'd give prisoners like incentives as well to behave and stuff. And like I say, it all works towards changing the system. For me, prisons should be a place of education, rehabilitation, reform, resettlement, education, skills and training, and then reintegration and resettlement. I don't want prisoners leaving the prison with £46, going out, spending it on drugs or drink or whatever, going back to being on the streets, and then they're back in within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, right? I don't want it. I want prisoners to be able to flourish on the outside. And if you give prisoners the opportunity, right, every prisoner, I'm not stupid, guys, every prisoner that gets these skills and training and education, if I was in charge and lived in this dream world and this bubble, right, would everybody succeed? Absolutely not. No, not stupid. A lot of people will go back to crime, will go back to the way they were. But with the same respect, a lot of people would also grab it. They've got these qualifications they can use in the outside world. They will flourish and they'll get a job. They break the cycle of crime. They can pay tax back into the system. If you've got a trade, you can earn 10, 15, 20 £20. You could go on to be self-employed. You could work for companies. Either way, you're paying tax back into the system, right? Like I say, how can you work in prison, right? I work 7 days a week for £11.25, right? You've got people earn £7.50, £10, £15, £18, £20, £25 a week, right? It's not right. It's exploitation of the prison, right? Like I say, this is the thing, yeah, private prisons getting fat and rich off prisoners suffering, prisoners' families suffering, right? They're outsourcing the prisoners to external companies. The prisoners work within the prison for an external company. The external company are paying the prison minimum wage per man. The prisoner's getting £20, £25 a week, right? It's wrong, guys, what's happening to prisoners. And like I say, the aim of what I'm saying, I don't have all the answers, guys, not at all, not in any respect. But like I say, the savings side of the money and prisoners getting minimum wage and saving their money so that when they're released, they get it as a lump sum so they can get somewhere. Some people think, you know what, I've got this money. Obviously, the longer you're in, the more money you'll save. They could get a bond, they could get a deposit and stuff, right? And I would actively make it so that was the case. I wouldn't, if I had to keep them in prison a week or so they could fucking go out and secure some accommodation, or I'd be actively looking to work with landlords and stuff and businesses and companies so that these lads had somewhere to sleep at night. But because reoffending, guys, cost the taxpayer 9.5 to 13.5 billion annually. That's now gone up to 15 billion, right? So you've got the £40,000 for every prisoner that's in the prison system, 86,600 and something, right, in the prison system, right? Then you've got the reoffending rates of 15 billion. So the money that you could save by putting it into the prison system, not by, when it comes to the Ministry of Justice, guys, right, they dictate to prisoners. They do what they want, right? They dictate to the prisoners. They tell them what. And the thing is, when it comes to reform and rehabilitation, guys, a one-size-fits-all attitude doesn't work. Every prisoner has got different needs and concerns and stuff that and problems and stuff and issues that they need tailoring, right? And dealing with on a level. Some people engage, some people won't. But the fact is, I give everybody the opportunity and stuff, and I'd hope to change the whole system for the better. It'd bring down deaths within prison, hopefully, by treating them as people. I try to reduce self-harm. Obviously, this isn't because obviously it's aimed at saving lives, decreasing prison numbers and stuff, increasing prison officer numbers. And like I say, the aim is that prison's the last line of defence, guys, right? And with fewer police on the streets, if I was in charge of the Ministry of Justice, I would try to change the prison system for the better. Not dictate to prisoners, but work with them. Find out what they want to gain from the retirement side. Like I say, but what do I know, guys? I'm a clueless idiot, right? I've been in prison, I've got real life experience, but these people in the Ministry of Justice with these academic qualifications and stuff doesn't hold them in good stead for actually what goes on within prison. I know, I've been there, just like a lot of you have. Right, guys, like, comment, subscribe, speak to you all soon. Bye.